Carl here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short. Album review time as we're checking out the new record from the Swamp Master Generals from Reading in the UK. It's Morass of Molasses with their third album, End All We Know, out on March 24th, 2023 via Ripple Music. Now this band, if you are aware of them, you're aware of them for the obvious reason we all are. Chunky blues riffs, stoner groove and swampy tones. It's Morass of Molasses. They could easily get away with just doing what they do best, and that is it. Yet that's not what we get with End All We Know. Oh, it is Morass of Molasses at their best. Don't be under any false illusions there. However, it's also them at their most experimental, taking their rich sound to more eccentric locales, into heavier depths and down groovier paths. The result is an album that is enigmatic and exciting, an album that compels you to move like a bit of a freak, but is also worthy of a little bit more of a study. Something that becomes apparent with the blend of trippy groove, epileptic riffing, peculiar vocalization turns and heart-racing tempo shifts on opener The Origin of North. Morass of Molasses making it clear from the start that this isn't a repeat of earlier work. Although that doesn't mean they don't have plenty of that lovable heavy blues and stoner-infused heavy groove to offer too. With the brilliant Hellfire, they do exactly that, blowing minds with a punchy anthem, before jabbing and prodding the mind matter with the whacked out mentality of Sinkhole. The vocals and how they punctuate the statements laid out by the riffs is what really stands out. It might be a little weird, but it is bloody wonderful. Not afraid of a bit of dramatic flair, a melodious touch gives naysayers' beginning bluesy tone much more prominence. But this is a track that transforms into something with a more robust and heavy edge. The riffs are exceptional, but the way the vocals are screamed out is what makes this a more memorable listen. Continuing to showcase an experimental side, Slingshot Around the Sun has a progressive style and changes tempo and tone throughout, making it one of the more eclectic sounding and maybe the one track on the album that sounds less like the Morass of Molasses of old. The vocal and guitar harmonization is killer stuff. We then get a relaxed and mellow sounding intro which leads nicely to an uptick of smile-inducing rock groove with Terra Nova. Once again, there's nothing rudimentary about the kind of riffs Morass of Molasses are showcasing here. Followed then by the more unabashed and beguiling example of bluesy melody and progressive rock with Prima Materia. They're not quite done yet though, and Wings of Reverie finds the band at the most melodramatic sounding, while also delivering a raucous display of energy. The way this track shifts tone and switches tempo is simply stunning, and it's undoubtedly the best finale they could have come up with. Now, Morass of Molasses have reached a fascinating stage in their careers, and this album is an amazing showcase of their increased talents and confidence. They're just going to keep on getting bigger and put music out like this, and it's fascinating to hear them experiment with their sound while continuing to build on what's kind of made them a big deal. It is a Morass of Molasses album. You will hear all the elements you like, but you're going to hear changes and differences and progression that you may have never expected, but will find undoubtedly exciting. This is a really forward-thinking album. It is End All We Know, out March 24th, 2023 via Ripple Music. Check it out, you want to, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?